Here we are with your poet preliminary research for your National Poetry Month celebration. This is the assignment that you should take care of in class today, Thursday, but that is due Monday by the end of the week. There is a list here of poets, okay? Some of them we've read in class, like Gary Soto, like W.B. Yeats. I think we had a Stephen Dunn poem earlier. Most of these poets are guys that you're going to be able to find online. And when you see them online, you're going to be able to go find a poem by them to make sure you like them before you choose your two poets. So look at this list and go to Google, all right? And on Google, just type in, for example, Richard Wilbur and poem. The first poem that comes up, read the first 3 or 4 lines. If they make sense to you, that's a poet you should work with. If they don't make sense, or if you definitely don't like them, move on. But remember, sometimes when we're looking for things that we like, but it's poetry, we might go through all 20 of these poets and never see anything. So be choosy, but don't be overly choosy. Don't be overly critical. Again, if you understand it, that's a poet you're going to like. Okay? I'm looking at the directions now. For whichever poet you choose, you need to search for a poet either at Wikipedia or poetryfoundation.org. Some of them aren't going to have their poems or links to their poems on Wikipedia, and poetryfoundation.org will have their poems. So there it is, poetryfoundation.org, okay? On those, they have the little magnifying glass search bar, type the poet's name in, read some poems by the poet. Read one poem, read half a poem, to make sure you understand it and see if you like it. If you don't understand it or don't like it, move on, all right? There's a brief biography on Wikipedia for all of these poets. There's also a biography for most of them on poetryfoundation.org. See what they sound like, see what kind of person they are, okay? Once you kind of zoom in on a poet and you think, okay, I like those 4 lines, then we're on step 2. Fully read one of the poems to make sure you like it, okay? And then step 3, complete the table. So if I liked Richard Wilbur, I'm putting Richard Wilbur's name right here under Poet A. And then for 2 titles, I'm going to put on here the names of 2 poems that I read and that I liked. Okay? This is similar to the work that we did when we picked short story authors. So you've done this before. 2 titles means give me 2 poems by your poet. 2 quotes here means you're going to go back to Wikipedia or Poetry Foundation and you're going to tell me who is this person, right? What's important about them. Guys, those quotes don't have to be something someone else said. They don't have to appear in quotation marks in your source. They can just be words from the source right there in your quotes. All right, I'm going back to the top of the directions here. The last box is the reason you choose your poet. Be specific about that reason, okay? I would tell you I'm choosing Richard Wilbur because of the class I took in college. I read all his poems and I really loved them, and I would love to study him some more. I'm going to be specific about how this poet is specific to me here, and if I have a good reason for my selection, that means Mr. Yoakum's going to assign that poet to me. Okay, that's the best way to get the poems right. You're going to spend a couple of hours on this poet between now and the end of the month. You're just doing your research, reading several of their poems, and reporting back and writing about those. So please be specific about which poet you want. Make sure you do the process twice, because if one guy claims poet A, I need a fallback for you. I need poet B. All right. But again, we've done this process before when we did it in class last month, almost 2 months ago. Most guys finish this for their short story authors before the bell rang on a Friday. And that tells me that because we don't have a quiz today, you can get all this work done in class in your 45 minutes today, get the 20 points for this good work, okay, and get it submitted, and I'll let you know next week what the next steps of this process are, okay? I will be online all day, ready to get emails, questions that you have for clarification. I love those. That tells me you're paying attention and trying to do it right. Do it right and get 20 points, and you'll still have plenty of time to have a wonderful Thursday. And I will talk to you guys as soon as I hear from you and get you any help you need. Take care.